Hi, Nancy. It's Jordan Eatwell here. I got my boyfriend Chris recording behind the camera, and we also got our puppy. So if you hear noises, I'm sorry, but we don't have anywhere else to put her. But also apologize, I am sick, so hopefully I'll make it through without sneezing or coughing or anything like that. All right. So first, to answer the question, what dispositions do you possess that you think will make you a successful teacher? I picked like the top three that I feel like I represent best, and the top one I feel like is compassion. I have a very like friendly manner towards a lot of people, and I'm really good at creating relationships and caring about how other people are. That's just kind of how I am. I've always been very kind and thinking about others' feelings and everything like that. The other one is respect for diversity of others. So just like being sensitive to others' learning and social needs, I feel it comes from me coaching in the past couple of years. Has been a good experience for me to develop and figure out how some girls work with different types of styles of coaching. So I'm able to like kind of create that and also create a respectful relationship with my girls and have them create a respectful relationship with themselves. And then the last one is fairness, building those positive relationships, kind of like compassion. And then just like taking it beyond the classroom. Again, I think about this with my coaching, about how I try to create those relationships with the girls, and so then if they ever need anything that's outside of volleyball, they can come to me. All right, and then the second question, what dispositions do you need to work on before you enter the classroom as a first-year teacher? I feel like for me, it's professional conduct right now. Just kind of having to transition from being professional, because currently, I mean, I'm professional when it comes to volleyball, but I also waitress, so that's, I don't know, like that's professional, but it's just like a whole different area to come into. And it's just like how to properly act and talk in front of my class and parents, because you know, like I am a leader and stuff like that in the classroom, so I just want to make sure that I am acting proper. And just like honestly like my organization of the classroom and time management, because I tend to kind of carry on with things for a little too long, and therefore like I never have enough time to do the stuff that I need to do. So just kind of making sure I bring all of that professionalism into the classroom. And then the other thing, and then the second part to that question is provide an example how to uphold those. Just honestly, I just need to start working on it now, like when it comes to volleyball and when it comes to even waitressing, just like being better about how organized I am and how well I manage my time before and after I get done with those jobs. And then the second one is reflection. Kind of just need to start doing extra things to make sure I'm prepared for the classroom. And it's nice because my mom's a second grade teacher, and I still know a lot of my teachers from back home, so I can reach out to them, and then they will give me advice on anything that I need to do or what they feel like would help me the most in my first year. And honestly, just like reading books and putting in extra hours, like even those like TED Talks that were on these past couple weeks, would be very helpful for me to just like kind of help start gaining some of that experience and figuring out who I'm going to be as a teacher and everything like that. And just honestly, like just getting back feedback, especially after my first year, of just how I am doing, and just ask any questions that I have that will help improve my classroom and how I address my students and everything like that. All right, so the third question, how do dispositions demonstrate your ability to understand other cultures, genders and learning differences to build stronger relationships. I believe that the dispositions are there to help kind of get you set up for a diverse classroom. I know, like, for me growing up, I went to a school that was majority white people, and when I came to college, there was a lot of different minorities, so that was honestly really cool to experience, considering that I've never experienced that before. And so I think it's just kind of like those dispositions are there to help you start creating, like, trying to figure out how to create those relationships with people that might not have the same background as you. And it's just kind of like, honestly, just gets you ready for that challenge of learning how to relate with people. I know I've had a couple hard players of mine to that I've had to connect with, but eventually I got to their level and I was able to connect with them. It just sometimes takes a little longer than some of those girls that are more willing to talk to you and or you can just relate more to. And then the second part to that question, how do potential biases affect teaching? It just can, like, affect their student learning and then their involvement in the classroom, and then they just don't feel like that they're heard sometimes or that they feel included. So it can just create a decrease in engagement and motivation for the class too. Like, if you don't have that kind of mutual respect and if the student doesn't feel like they are like I said, like, being heard or being involved, then they're not going to want to be able to achieve academically for you or for them. And then that last question, how do you anticipate using feedback from your annual performance evaluations to adjust my dispositions and teaching practices? Honestly, like, hold on. Honestly, like, I'm going to take those evaluations to heart. I'm going to make sure that I do everything I can to create a good environment for my students and for my classes. Like, I want to make sure that I'm a good quality teacher for my students and that everything that I teach them and what I do for them is going to benefit them for their future and set them up for success in the grades that are above me. And just like I said, just making proper adjustments of what I feel like I need to do. I'm willing to get critical feedback and make sure that I'm just doing the best I can, because that's how I want to be the best teacher, best quality teacher that I can provide for my students. So, yeah. All right. Thank you for listening. Hope you have a good day. Thanks.